Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We're over here in our cabin this morning, and yes, it is 43 degrees inside the cabin also. And I have a cold again, so I've got a toboggan on to kind of stay warm a little bit this morning. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you from beginning to end how to cook on a fireplace in an off-grid situation like this, because we have no electricity here. And that's our goal this morning, is to show you how we build a fire, how we cook on it, and it's really not hard. So I'm going to try to take my time and take you through these steps of what I do and how I build a fire and how I make it happen in the cabin. Now, first off, we go outside and we just pick up little pieces of dead sticks. Now, you need to make sure they're good and dry. These are limbs that just fell out of trees. They're just dry, dead sticks. We keep those. And plus, we have our fat pine lighters right here from our own homestead here. And this is what we will use to fuel our fire. Now, the first thing I do is I'll take a piece of this wood here, like say a small piece like this right here, and I'm just going to lay it kind of flat ways in here like that. I'm going to lay it back a little bit, and I will take my little lighter and I'll break it in half like this, and I lean it, which I'm going to put it out front here just to give you an idea. I lean it up on it so that the end that I broke is actually sticking upwards. Now this is for a reason. I'll slide it back, but I'm just doing this to show you why I do what I do. I'm looking for ones that'll be easy to break here, and you don't need a lot of this stuff because this stuff is very flammable. Now that I have some of it kind of broke, that's what it will look like. It'll be kind of at a point like this. Now I'm going to slide it back. It's going to go into a shadow, I know, but I did this for demonstration purposes. Now that I have it back, I will actually take the dead limbs that I've gathered off of the property here around the cabin, and I'll begin to lay them on top of that. Little small sticks. Well, the smaller the better. And little pieces of bark, anything like that. Little tiny sticks. A lot of times the tiny ones I'll just break in half. You're looking for anything to get the fire going quick. Something that will create a flame. And you also want to make sure that you have good oxygen flow. That is going to be a major thing in keeping a little fire going to get your larger stuff ignited. Now I'll take some of this larger stuff here and I'll lay it in between the grating like this. And I have a reason for that, and we'll learn that a little bit later on. But we'll lay it inside the grating like this right here. Now we'll lay these to the side just a moment. And then what I'll do is take me a match. And we'll go ahead and we'll start lighting the fat pine lighter that we broke. Now, this is why we break the ends of it, is so that it will light very quickly. All right, now while we're letting that burn for just a minute, I'm going to gather some larger pieces of wood over here to lay on top of this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying the wood up on top of this. Like I said, we're not going to have a tremendous amount of wood and fire to cook on. We're going to just let this burn for a while, and I'll continually be moving this around till we get it exactly like we want it, because what we're looking for technically is a bed of coals. While I have a small fire going here like this, what I'll do is take my coffee pot and I'm going to just sit it, handle facing out. I'm going to just sit it close to the fire here. And what this will do is this will begin to warm the water and the metal from the side. Now that I have it going a little bit, I'm going to take some regular pine. This is pieces of lumber I've split up that was left over in building the cabin. It's old yellow pine. I'm going to just lay a few pieces under here because this is what we're looking to do, is build some coals right quick. You could use more sticks if you wanted to, because sticks will burn pretty quick. I just use the yellow pine because it will actually coal up pretty fast and it doesn't take a whole lot of time to do it. Anytime you have a fire going in your fireplace like this, you want to always make sure you have the proper tools, like a poker, a set of tongs, you know, something other to fit your fireplace. I have a little broom thing here for sweeping the hearth off, keeping it clean. The tools are always essential when you're doing this type of stuff. Okay, I'm starting to feel some heat right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and set my skillet right here. I'm going to take the lid off of it and just leave it sitting here. That way the heat from the fire goes ahead and starts warming the cast iron, because the cast iron is pretty chilly this morning, it being in the 40s here in the cabin. And I will go ahead and put the lid on it because we're going to be heating the lid with it too, so I mean, I'm going to go ahead and, we just got to be careful not to pick this up and it's hot. Okay guys, we've been going about 10 minutes now. We're going to let the fire burn down for just a few minutes, and then we'll get back with you and we'll pick back up. Okay guys, it's been 5 minutes since we started the last clip. We've got a 5-minute interval in between, and it's burnt down enough now that what I'm fixing to do is I'm fixing to start moving stuff around. Now this, all the little wood we put underneath is, I'm going to just kind of start pushing it. Because what that's done is that's created a bunch of coals. And what I'm going to do is take the wood that's on top, and I'm going to actually bring it down and put it underneath. That's why it's important that you don't use big pieces of wood. We're going to start laying them down. Get this piece here. Takes a minute to get it all moved around. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to set our coffee pot over to the side over here, because it doesn't really have to be right on a direct flame at the moment. Now I see some coals in the back. I'm going to try to get moved up here in the front. So it's all about coals. Now, I'm going to bring the light back over because I feel like it might help to see a little bit better. We're just going to push all our coals up. You want to keep them all up in a bundle there. Now, when you have a lot of flame, what you end up with is smutted pots. So we're going to try to minimize the amount of flame that we have, and we're going to try to keep it, keep it down and mainly stay with coals. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid off of the skillet. I'm going to lay the skillet up on here. Now I have a handle thing. I'm going to take that off just in case because we don't want that to get too hot. And I'm going to take this one that I've got sitting here, and I'm going to go ahead and set it in front. Now we're going to start with our cooking process. The first thing we're going to do is we're using some of our lard that we had from the homestead here. We're going to go ahead and put that in the skillet and let it be melting. I'm going to set that to the side because we'll probably need some more of it there in just a minute. I'm going to move this a little bit more over. Now we'll be taking the skillet on and off of the fire. This particular bowl here is what we're going to, I have a biscuit here, we're going to put that in it, and we're going to put the lid on it. The reason we keep the lid on this right here is as this thing warms with the lid on it, it's going to create an oven effect inside this little bowl, and it will warm the biscuit back up because we make our biscuits ahead of time and then we just warm them up. And every so often we'll rotate this thing around to kind of make sure that it doesn't get too hot in one spot. Now this right here, the grease is already melted in the skillet. So what I'm going to do is instead of the lard getting too hot, I'm going to set it back down here. And I'm going to take the spatula and I'm going to kind of go ahead and rub it around all in the pan. This is so that our eggs will not stick whenever we're cooking with it. Now I'm going to turn this lid over and I'm going to use that lid to lay my utensils against. Alright, now that we've got the grease completely covering our skillet, we're going to go ahead and crack our eggs. Okay, this is already warm enough that it's beginning to cook, but Wanda likes the yolks in hers busted, so I'm going to go ahead and bust them. Then I'm going to set this back on the fire. And we're going to go ahead and salt and pepper them while we got them there. We're going to back the eggs up just a little bit because they're cooking pretty fast. And I'm going to bring the coffee over just a little bit to this one. We're going to rotate this one around to this side now. It's not hard. You don't have to have a big, huge fire. gonna pull the eggs to the side just a little more. I'm gonna lay me one little piece of wood up under the coffee pot right there. There's something about eggs cooked in a cast iron skillet over an open flame that if you cook them slow, it really enhances the taste of it rather than cooking it fast. Wanda likes her eggs cooked really well, so that's one reason I'm not worried about overcooking her egg, because she doesn't really care if it's just almost hard. Now I'm going to take the eggs out, the skillet out, and I'm going to flip the egg just simply because it's a lot easier, and it's not, the handle's not even hot, so. Making sure we don't have it sticking anywhere. Alright guys, I think Miss Wanda's egg is about done. There we go. Miss Wanda likes her eggs like that. I'm going to set that to the side, let Miss Wanda put her napkin over it to keep it warm. And I'm going to rearrange my fire just a little bit. Alright. I'm going to put me a little bit more grease in the skillet now that it's hot. Let that be melting. We're going to stick one more little piece of wood up under here. Give it just a minute for this grease to melt in the skillet here. Rotate this around just a little bit. Alright. We're going to get my eggs. I'm going to kind of scramble mine around a little bit. Then I'm gonna just set mine right back up over here to the side. We're gonna salt them, pepper them a little bit. Yeah, I don't have to have, it's so hot right there next to it, technically to cook an egg, I don't really have to have that much heat under it. And mine is scrambled anyway, so scrambled eggs, you do not want to cook them very fast. Coffee pot's beginning to perk pretty good. Ooh. A little bit too hot. Perking just a little too hard. There we go. Now we can move the skillet over just a little bit. I'm basically keeping one side of my skillet warm and the other side of it cool so that my scrambled eggs, if they get too done, I can pull them back over to the side. Okay, I'm going to take mine out because I'm not liking this Wanda. I don't want mine cooked to death. This Wanda has some bread. I'm gonna lay it in the skillet. This is some of that 7D bread Miss Sherry makes, jalapeno and cheese. I think I will leave it in the aluminum foil so I don't mess up my egg skillet. I'm gonna set that right over the fire. Take that back off. Guys, believe it or not, inside this right here, you can still burn a biscuit. And I'll show you in just a minute because I left it on purpose on one side just to show you what can actually happen. I wish you guys could feel the warmth of this fire because it's pretty tough just sitting here in that small of a fire because it's pretty hot. Basically, all she's wanting to do on her bread is just get it good and warm. Okay, guys, from start to beginning on this, from the time I started the fire, from a cold start to right now, it's been an hour, roughly a couple more minutes than an hour. If you had already had your fire going all night and you had a bed of coals, roughly this would have been a 15-minute meal over a bed of coals. But I wanted to take you through the full journey and show you about building and show you that you don't have to have a big fire to cook over. You don't have to have a lot of coals to cook over. Just making sure I don't let hers get too, it's starting to sticks pretty good. So, yeah, hers is getting pretty warm. But I just wanted to, that's the whole process. Now, we're cooking breakfast a little bit different than a lot of people would, but that's okay, because this is what we eat. Now, if we were eating oatmeal, well, oatmeal would have been a cinch. That would have been done in just a few minutes. But cooking eggs, heating up a biscuit, I'm trying to show you some of the different ways that you can actually do things. Now, like this is our egg skillet. There's no way I'm going to put that cheese in the bottom of this egg skillet because it would mess it up and I'd have to refinish the whole thing. And I will show you why, because this is frying pretty hard. That cheese is running out on that aluminum foil. So we're going to take that off here in just a minute, and we're going to show you what all this looks like. I'm going to pour Miss Wanda some coffee and get that taken care of. Okay, I'm going to take the skillet off because we're getting pretty hot here. All right, Miss Wanda, your plate. Okay, we left our egg covered up. It's still warm. We're going to try to get this out of here. Boy, it's hot. That cheese is hot too. Good and toasted. Okay, we're going to get that out of the way. Got Miss Wanda, she's got her eggs and her toast here. I'm fixing to pour her a cup of coffee.
I'm going to take your biscuit out, see what it looks like.
Before I do that, I can see my biscuit here is getting pretty warm. Look at the steam coming out of there. What I'm going to do is take my biscuit out, and yeah, that baby's nice and warm. I'm going to just slide this over to the side. Slide this over to the side. Believe it or not, when that coffee pot sitting there perking, the handle is not hot. So here we go. Oh yeah. That's some good looking coffee right there. I'm going to set it back and let it just keep perking. Keep it warm. Okay guys, what I usually do is I'll just dig a little plug out of the top of my biscuit, and I've got some cane syrup here that we make here at Deep South Homestead. I'll pour me some cane syrup in the top of that biscuit. Ooh, boy, that looks good. Close that back down. Then we've got some fresh pears raised here at our homestead. Oh yeah. And I'll reach in here. I'll put me some pears on this here plate. Some good old home-raised fruit here. Okay guys, we've got our breakfast cooked here. Now that we're through cooking, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just lay a few pieces of wood on here. Kind of go ahead and heat our cabin on up where we can sit down. Actually enjoy our breakfast this morning. I hope y'all have enjoyed me showing you how I cook on an open fireplace like this without the swing arm. Turn the light off here. We don't need that now. Move that over. I'm going to leave the coffee pot sitting right here next to the fire to keep it good and warm. That way Miss Wanda will have her coffee. Guys, we're fixing to enjoy the life in the off-grid cabin. The biscuit a while ago, I don't know if you can see this, but the side of the biscuit has got a burnt place on it. That's what happens if you don't turn it and rotate it. I did that on purpose just to let it burn a little bit, just to show you. I'm hoping that the lighting is good enough you can see that, the difference in it. So if you do it like I done it, make sure you rotate your skillet as you're working with it, and that way you don't have to worry about burning your biscuits. So, and when you're actually working on the fire, I tried to show y'all, you want your coffee pot to be over the hotter part. You want your eggs and stuff in the skillet to be over a cooler part. You want to keep one side of the skillet hot, one side of it cool. That way you can move your eggs around on it. You have to worry about overcooking them if you're really a sensitive person about texture of the eggs. This one don't really care. She likes hers cooked all the way, so I could have really just put hers right over the fire. But I did it that way to just show you, because I could turn her egg in the skillet and cook one side and then cook the other side. And I didn't want to cook the breakfast too fast. I could have cooked it a lot faster than I did. I just did it for demonstration purposes today to show you how easy this is and how small of a flame and how small of a bed of coals you actually need to be able to cook in a fireplace. Father, thank you for the beauty of the morning you've given us. Thank you for the warmth of the cabin here, Lord, for the ability to cook out on an open fire like this in a fireplace and to enjoy good food. Thank you for this Easter morning. Lord, it's a morning that's beautiful. It's a morning there's lots of peace and tranquility here in the cabin. And Lord, we love you and we appreciate you for providing this food for us so that we can enjoy it on this day. Thank you. And Lord, just thank you so much. We can't say it enough. We love you and we appreciate you. We ask this in Christ's name. Something about eggs cooked on an open fire.
Over in an iron skillet.
In an iron skillet, yeah.
Even though we cook them in the house,
Yeah.
they're different here.
They're different. It's a lot different.
You did a good job, guys.